I'm going to reveal 5 exercises to help you strengthen your bones and prevent osteoporosis. Now let's have a look at exercise number 4. The 4th exercise we're going to do today is the hip hinge on the wall. And this is such a vital exercise for people who might be at risk of osteoporosis, because when you've got that condition, bending forward and rounding your spine has been associated with a slightly higher risk of a spinal fracture. So it's important for people with osteopenia or osteoporosis to learn how to hip hinge, which is this movement here. You're bending forward without rounding your spine. So your spine is completely straight. It's your hips that are doing the bending. And this exercise teaches you that movement perfectly. It also helps to strengthen the bones in your back and the hip neck of femur, which is the area that gets really weak over time. So this is how you do the exercise. Dead easy to do. I want you to lean against the wall in your home. So you've got your bottom and your shoulders against the wall and your feet probably about a foot to 18 inches away from the wall like this. All we're going to do first is keep your back really straight. So we've got a nice gap between your lower back and the wall. That means you've got a nice lordosis there ready to go. All we're going to do here, put your hands on your legs and we're going to lean forward without rounding the spine. So we're just sliding our hands down our legs, keeping our back straight, and the bottom should slide up the wall. When you feel you can't go any further because your hamstrings feel tight, come back up to the start. It's as simple as that. So again, we slide the hands down the wall, keep the back straight, feel the bottom slide up the wall. I can only get to my knees before my hamstrings stop me, and then come back. Now, if you're going miles and miles and miles and miles down, what that probably means is you are rounding your spine without realizing it. So try to keep your back as straight as you can. And one thing that can help you with this is to have a mirror over there so you can look to the side and see if your back is still straight. If it's rounded, going down like that, then you know that something's not quite right. Now, with this exercise, it's lovely to help you build up a nice habit. So I would recommend doing 10 of these in a row. Come back to this several times per day. You don't need to do loads in one go. And that just helps you to build a new movement pattern in your mind and gives that regular boost to those bone mass cells, the osteoblasts. So I hope that one has been useful. Let's have a look at exercise number 5 now. The 5th and final exercise we're going to do to boost your bone density is the staggered hip hinge. And this is such a wonderful exercise for people who might be at risk of osteoporosis because it builds, again, that hip hinging pattern where we're not rounding the spine, we're just bending forward like this using the hips. Now, the area that moves is the area where the bone density should be increased. Okay, that's a nice golden rule. And what we're going to do here with the staggered hip hinge, which looks very much like the Romanian deadlift, is instead of just doing it like this, we're actually going to put one foot in front of the other. So you've got staggered feet. And then we're going to do that Romanian deadlift type movement. Now, you can have a slight bend in the knees when you do this. That kind of helps you to get down a little bit further, but the leg that's at the back is the one that's taking most of the weight, which means we're probably about 70 to 30% distributed, which means most of the signal is going into this hip. Now, when you do this for real, it's going to be best if you're holding onto a couple of small weights. Before you do that, just get the movement correct, so do it with no weights whatsoever. But once you feel you've mastered this kind of hinging forward, imagine you're trying to touch your bottom on the wall behind without changing the bend level of your knees, and then you can come back up nice and easily. Once you feel that's working, start to bring some weight into the equation. So bend down and pick up your weights like this. Rest them on the fronts of your legs. Put one foot back or put one foot forward, whichever you prefer. You're going to keep your back straight throughout. That's really, really important. Slight bend in your knees. Start to hinge forward at your hips. Keep your back straight. Slide the weights down your legs like this, just until you get close to the knee, and then come back up. Simple as that. Now, if you're doing this correctly, you should feel a couple of things. Number one, after a few reps, you might feel your lower back feel a bit tired. That's no bad thing. That just means the muscles there are working pretty hard. Number two, you're going to feel your glutes engage, which are the muscles at the back of the hip. And number three, you'll probably feel a stretch in one of your hamstrings more than the other. Again, totally normal. That's exactly what we want, because it's actually the hamstrings that are working hard to put the hip tilt into reverse to bring you back up. Let me show you the other side. So I'm going to put my right foot back, my left one forward, keep the weights resting on the front of my legs, slight bend in the knees, and then stick the bottom out, slide down the front just until the knees, and then come back up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. It's a really simple movement, and just like the goblet squat, you don't have to do this every day. I recommend doing it at maximum 3 times per week. Each time you do it, do 3 sets. You might want to work in sets of somewhere between 6 and 10 reps. That would be lovely. And that will round out a wonderful bone density workout for you.